fist. But, quote, they didn't tell us the same thing about Angel Reese. She's not the draw, folks. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. Quote, I don't know if we can make that same offer. Cube initially sent the offer Clark's way when she was an Iowa Hawkeye. She would have only needed to have played in 8 regular season games and potentially 2 playoff games to earn.
Recent revelations from entertainment industry executives have shed light on the commercial realities behind professional basketball contract negotiations. Ice Cube, founder of the Big Three basketball organization, provided candid insights about the financial considerations that drive major contract decisions in professional sports leagues. The discussion centers around a substantial $5 million proposal that was exclusively extended to Caitlin Clark during her collegiate career at Iowa. This significant financial commitment was structured to require minimal participation, involving only 8 regular season appearances and potentially 2 playoff contests to earn the complete compensation package.
To earn the exorbitant amount of cash. Thinking about that. 8 regular season games, 2 playoff games. She, of course, ultimately turned down the deal and went on to sign with the Indiana Fever. Yeah, don't adjust your dial, folks. That is a Dwight Howard sighting with the Big Three right now. With or without Clark and Reese, Cube's still clearly pleased with his league, raving.
When questioned about similar opportunities for other prominent players, particularly Angel Reese of the Chicago Sky, the league executive provided transparent explanations about the business dynamics involved. The decision-making process relies heavily on sponsor feedback and projected revenue generation capabilities, rather than purely athletic performance metrics. Corporate sponsors reportedly expressed confidence that Clark's participation would generate substantial financial returns for the organization. However, these same financial backers did not provide equivalent assurances regarding other players' potential market impact. This fundamental difference in sponsor enthusiasm directly influenced contract offer decisions and financial commitments.
Raving about the 2025 season so far. They got NBA talent. I mean, real NBA talent. We got some great players. Lance Stevenson. Wow. Dwight Howard, Wesley Johnson's, Montrezl Harrell in the house. The league has been must-see TV for sure. I got to be honest. This is actually the very first time that I haven't watched any Big Three yet.
The executive emphasized that personal feelings toward individual athletes played no role in these determinations. Instead, the calculations focused entirely on economic projections and revenue forecasting provided by corporate partners and marketing analysts. These assessments guide investment decisions for major contract expenditures. Current league operations continue showcasing former NBA talent, including established veterans and recognizable personalities. The roster features experienced players who bring professional credentials and fan recognition to the organization. Notable participants include players with extensive NBA experience and strong individual followings.
I normally do, to be honest with you. Yeah, Livewire Sports, this is about to get interesting. Yeah, enough said. John Daniel, he quoted the sponsorship quote. That's all you need to know. Ice Cube, just being a smart businessman, a certain demographic won't be too happy with him being honest. So Ice Cube's
television programming and viewership remain central concerns for professional sports organizations. Nationally broadcast games on major networks represent crucial opportunities for exposure and revenue generation. However, player availability significantly impacts these promotional opportunities and associated financial projections. Injury reports and player status updates affect scheduling and marketing strategies for televised contests. When marquee players face uncertain participation due to health concerns, organizations must adjust promotional approaches and manage sponsor expectations accordingly. These situations create complex decision-making scenarios for league administrators. The Chicago Sky faces multiple roster challenges, with several key players dealing with various injury concerns. Team medical staff continues monitoring player conditions while balancing competitive needs against long-term health preservation. Practice participation varies based on individual recovery progress and medical Tyler Marsh's defensive schemes proved inadequate against such dynamic scoring ability. Zone coverage appeared particularly ineffective, providing Mitchell with comfortable spacing and open shooting lanes. The decision to avoid aggressive double-teaming strategies allowed Indiana's primary weapon to operate freely without meaningful pressure or defensive attention. Mitchell's shooting range and accuracy made zone defense counterproductive as she consistently found favorable positions beyond the three-point arc. No individual defender successfully stayed positioned to challenge her drives or contest her shot attempts. The absence of Ariel Atkins from Chicago's lineup became immediately apparent, removing their most capable perimeter defender from potential matchup assignments. Angel Reese's unavailability during this Barbie-themed promotional event further handicapped Chicago's competitive chances. The game clearly demonstrated Indiana's superior depth and talent advantage even without Caitlin Clark's participation. Their roster construction, coaching quality, organizational leadership, and front office decision-making all appeared significantly more advanced. Throughout the season, evidence has mounted that Indiana possesses exceptional roster talent, supported by substantial financial investment. Their ability to field competitive lineups regardless of key player absences reflects thoughtful team building and strategic planning. Allowing Mitchell to assume primary leadership responsibilities produces outstanding results and team victories. Mitchell's recent performances, including her dominant display against Las Vegas, establish her credentials as an elite performer deserving recognition among the league's premier players. Her statistical production warrants serious consideration for all WNBA honors and MVP discussion. Against Chicago, she recorded 35 points on 12 of 19 shooting, including 7 of 10 three-point attempts. Her comprehensive skill set extends beyond scoring, contributing 6 assists and 3 steals while demonstrating exceptional consistency throughout multiple games. Mitchell possesses every attribute typically associated with elite guards, combining technical proficiency with relentless competitive drive and basketball intelligence. Her versatility allows effective play both on and off the ball, excelling in catch-and-shoot situations from pin-down screens while also creating scoring opportunities through individual drives. Mitchell operates successfully at all 3 offensive levels, demonstrating complete offensive repertoire without apparent weaknesses or limitation. Camila Cardoso showed promise despite limited offensive involvement, suggesting potential for greater impact with increased touches and strategic emphasis. Her performance indicated capability to establish interior presence, though Chicago's ball distribution patterns rarely prioritize post-feeding or interior scoring opportunities. Typically, Cardoso benefits from Angel Reese's presence, as Reese actively seeks to involve teammates through passing and ball movement. Without that facilitating influence, Cardoso's scoring opportunities remained limited despite demonstrating readiness to contribute more substantially when properly utilized. Rebecca Allen provided adequate contribution but exhibited concerning shot selection tendencies, attempting excessive three-point shots without sufficient ball movement or offensive flow. Chicago's offensive philosophy appears overly reliant on perimeter shooting without proper spacing or defensive attention to create quality looks. Their combination of excessive three-point attempts and 20 turnovers creates insurmountable obstacles to competitive success. This pattern reflects broader systemic issues with offensive philosophy, player development, and strategic implementation throughout the organization. Tyler Marsh's coaching approach demonstrates significant deficiencies in both player development and game planning execution. His failure to design effective defensive schemes against opposing stars suggests fundamental strategic limitations that impact team competitiveness consistently. Effective coaching requires neutralizing opponent strengths through double teams, defensive rotations, and strategic adjustments. Allowing elite players like Mitchell unlimited opportunities without defensive pressure represents tactical negligence that undermines team success regardless of roster talent. The supposed rivalry between Chicago and Indiana lacks authentic competitive balance as these organizations operate at different developmental stages. One franchise demonstrates consistent improvement and strategic direction, while the other appears uncertain about competitive timeline and roster construction philosophy. Chicago's organizational confusion regarding rebuilding versus playoff contention creates mixed messaging and inconsistent decision-making. Their inability to establish clear identity or direction hampers both short-term competitiveness and long-term developmental progress. The league's marketing emphasis on this matchup, including 5 scheduled meetings and promotional events at United Center, suffers from injury concerns and competitive imbalance. Without key players players like Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, these contests lose significant appeal and entertainment value. Chicago Sky media coverage and analysis requires greater accountability in roster evaluation and realistic expectations. Pretending this roster possesses legitimate playoff potential or competitive threat capability misrepresents actual talent disparities and organizational differences between